4th of December, and we're sitting here in a tour bus of Papa Roach, and next to me is Jerry. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you for the time. It's a pleasure. A big honor for me to interview Papa Roach. How many interviews you did have tonight?
Me, just one.
Oh, just one, so just ours. Right, cool, great. How was the sound check tonight?
It was good. Working out a couple of new songs, maybe put in the set, yeah.
Hey. So every show, new set list?
It's been that way, but I think we'd like to do one and keep it, you know. Yeah.
Okay. Jerry, let's come a bit to your history. Do you remember how does it start with you listening to music, and was it influenced by your parents or friends?
At first it was, whatever my parents were listening to. I think it was a lot of, there was some Pink Floyd, and then it kind of moved to ELO and Journey and that kind of stuff. And then, once I started discovering my own stuff, it started like Motley Crue, Metallica, and, Slayer and Sepultura.
So your parents the soft stuff and you the hard stuff.
Yeah.
Could you remember your first band you ever played in?
Papa Roach.
No school band before? Really?
Yep. Next year we'll be together for 20 years.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Nice. I think normally people start in the garage band or band with friends and do cover songs and everything else, and you just Papa Roach.
Yep.
Top. Great.
We were the band in the garage, and we didn't play covers, but we wrote bad music and that kind of stuff. So yeah.
And could you remember your first concert you ever played with Papa Roach? Where was it, and what was it for your feeling to be on stage with them?
It wasn't on the stage.
Oh.
It was in my girlfriend at the time. It was in her parents' backyard, which was an apple orchard, and we just had friends, and I don't even think we had a PA. I just think that...
Acoustic show?
It wasn't acoustic, no. We had instruments. Okay. But I think Jacoby, had a mic hooked up to like an amp or something,
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of bad.
And it was easier to play for friends, or is it easier to play for a crowd like tonight?
Well, I was really shy back then, so now it's second nature for me now. But back then, they joked that I was the guy hiding behind the speakers, So.
Well, does it start to play guitar really young, or was it also really late?
I was 14, 15.
Oh, that was really late.
Yeah, and really, I had lessons for like I don't know, maybe a couple of months, and then decided to stop.
Okay.
And then I just learned songs that I liked
by your own, so no notes, just listen.
Yeah. Just by ear, yeah.
Okay. Would you say that's an easy way to create a new band with friends, or would you say it's easier to create a band with people you don't know before?
I would say it's easier. I mean, I don't really know because I only have one perspective, but I would think that it's easier with friends, as long as everybody is committed. I think it would be easier that way.
And okay, you're just playing one band, so it's not a good part to ask, but would you say it's for a newcomer band easier to start with own experience, so first CD, own recorded, so no studio booker or management, or would you say it's easier to have a booker and management from the beginning?
Well, I think the real question is what is better, because easier doesn't mean better.
Okay.
I think that doing everything on your own, it gives you experience that you wouldn't have, if things were kind of handed to you a little bit. We did everything on our own by ourselves for, we were independent for seven years before we got signed, so we already had a pretty good understanding of how everything works, and I think that by doing everything ourselves, it allowed us to get this grassroots fan base, and I think that's something that, you know, if you don't have that, you tend to expect things differently, you know, like expect more things than reality. And so, you know, we went to rock school for a while, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And you are in the best time. I mean, it was in the early 90s, so there was not so many bands coming out and doing stuff like you. So you were one of the first bands like this genre. So it was for the people there easier to find you, to listen to you. And what would you say? How about now? Is it also easier to find you and easy to find a new band like you? Or would you say it's difficult because of the bands in the YouTube or Facebook, everything else? It's too much?
There's a lot. Like, I think that people now have to rely more on word of mouth by friends, that, you know, people sharing stuff, than, you know, I mean, I'm sure there are sources of, you know, information about bands, you know, new coming bands or whatever, but, you know, there's a lot of bands out there. And I mean, you would think that the best ones would sort of, you know, kind of rise up to the top, but, you know, there's a lot of bands out there that are really good that people just don't know about. So it's good and bad, you know.
Yeah. Do you have a band in your mind? You say this band is great.
I would say they're not a new band, but there's a band from near our hometown called Dredge. Amazing band. Yeah, we've known them for quite a while, and I know they play over here, but I don't know how often. And really, really good.
What kind of genre?
It's rock, but they have a lot of atmospheric kind of stuff, and very non-traditional subject matter. Okay. And it's really cool.
And do you see them often? How do you describe the show for them?
They don't jump around a lot, you know. They really concentrate more on their instruments and creating the sounds, you know, because the guitar player, he uses all pedals, and you know, he'll tweak the delays and all that kind of stuff with the looper, and they have, you know, different keyboards and, you know, horns and stuff, and so, you know, they create an atmosphere on stage, and it's like, it's not, you know, the crazy light show and all that, but it's, you know, they're doing it, and it sounds great. So.
Yeah. And did you ever thought about to stand in a crowd and see your own show?
I say it all the time. I would love to watch us play, just because, you know, it's like, I don't notice everything that goes on all the time when I'm playing. Like, there's people will come to me after the show and say, "Hey, did you see what Jacoby did?" You know, whatever. And I go, "No, I didn't. I was too busy playing." You know. Yeah. So yeah, I think it would be really interesting.
Yeah. How would you describe the show to the fans? They never seen you before.
Our show, you know, we put a lot of energy into it. You know, we jump around, and you know, we have the idea that when people go to a show, they want to be, you know, it should be more than just listening to the album. And, you know, we're more about exchange of energy between the band and the crowd, and to keep the crowd involved in the whole, you know, and singing the songs and all of that. So we try really hard to make it an experience, you know.
And is it easier to play in Europe with the fans than in America? Because I heard that in America the fans are not so happy about what goes on stage, and it's more difficult to play there because you have to bring your own stage with you in the locations. It's not like here you have the PA here, you have the lights here, and in the USA I heard that you have to bring all the stuff with you.
No, I mean, they have clubs there that have, you know, their own sound and lights and stuff, but I think that, well, it's more expensive to tour here than it is in the US, but the crowds are really, really good. Like we always have amazing shows in Germany, and you know, we've started to stretch out into places like Poland and Russia, and we're having amazing shows there. I just think that it has to do more with the fact that people get bands all the time in the US, like, and so people are kind of jaded a little bit. They don't say, oh, I gotta go see that band, I gotta go see them, because, you know, they'll probably come around again.
Okay.
Soon.
But it's the same like here in Germany, that every band comes more and more, and many bands. I mean, tomorrow Motorhead plays here. Yeah. Together with Anthrax. Okay, Anthrax doesn't come too often here, but Motorhead every year. Yeah. So, but it's sold out right away, kind of. What about the metal and rock scene in California, where do you come from? Is it popular there, or is it more underground?
I think it's a little more underground. I think that, you know, we do have a scene in Sacramento, and it was cool. On this last record, we got to reconnect with everybody from the scene, and because we'd been, you know, doing our own thing for so long. I think it is underground right now, but I think that, you know, rock kind of goes in cycles with, you know, with the people, and so I think, you know, the next wave is coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe you can create a band for the next way. I want to like to have your all-time favorite rock or metal band. So can you pick up 6 members from every band you like? Say the name, which band they came from, and which position they will play. You don't have to use all 6 members. You can choose 4.
Okay. Let's see. Man, you're putting me on the spot. Well, my favorite guitar player is David Gilmour. Mm-hmm. Drummer would be rock drummer. Let's say Brad Wilk. Mm-hmm. Bass player, Jimmy Ashurst.
Which band?
Buck Cherry.
Okay.
Singer, man. Who would it be?
It's not easy.
It's really not easy. Let's say his name's Gavin Hayes from Dredge.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 4 members?
4 members.
Okay. And the first name it came in your mind?
Oh, the band?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Just the first name that came in mind.
Asphalt.
Okay. Jerry, then thank you for the time.
Yeah, thank you.
It was a pleasure. Yeah. Hope you like the questions, and hope to meet you again.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye-bye.